Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and give you a quick update about my journey at Prime Inc. I have been with the company a total of 8 months, starting with my orientation, going out with a trainer for about a month and a half, I think it was. I got my own truck in the middle of December. Here I am 8 months later. And I can tell you, as a company driver, Prime is a decent company as it goes for a mega carrier. And I'll tell you just a couple of the reasons why. One of them is that they treat their drivers with respect. I mean, it is amazing. Not that long ago, during the last, about a couple months ago, I was in the Springfield terminal, and I met the head safety guy. And he literally held the door open with me and said, "Good morning, sir." And I mentioned to him that I recognized him from the safety videos of meetings, and he obviously had no idea who I was. I'm just one of the many drivers that was at the terminal and was going through to get my stuff done, you know, just that acknowledgement. I have been literally feet away from the CEO. I could have talked with him. He was literally dressed in gym clothes, just came from the gym. Into the cafeteria to grab some lunch. Very down-to-earth man. Amazing what he has built. And I literally am in tears walking around the different campuses, seeing that the CEO of Prime built so much more than a trucking company. In fact, the trucking company is not his only company. So if you do a little research on him, he owns a horse farm. His horse ran in the Kentucky Derby, I believe won second place if I'm not mistaken. And he also owns a casino in Mississippi. So, as well as this company has terminals. This is one of the more organized companies I've worked for that actually has terminals all the way across the country. And we have 3 main terminals right now, fixing to get a 4th one. But then there's yards, there's smaller terminals, there's resources and opportunities if you need your truck fixed, if you have something going on, you need to drop the load in a safe place. They literally have places designated all the way across the country. So really been impressed with that. I have been going home about once a month for a couple of days. They've been really good at my home time. This last month we had a little bit of a hiccup. I ended up all the way out in California. I really wanted to take this load. I really wanted to go out in California, but it meant that I was not able to get back to North Carolina to my home on the days that I requested. Thankfully, it was not an important date. But what I learned from that experience is when you're getting closer to the home time to keep reminding your dispatcher, because they got so many things going on. And he would have been able to repower the load and get someone else to be able to take it the rest of the way for me. But he did get me routed back to the house. I was able to take some days off, you know, a little bit later than I had scheduled. I already got my home time in for this coming month. And, you know, we'll be communicating with him, making sure that's all good. This is an over-the-road company, so, I mean, even though I'm a solo driver, I've been out to California, to a lot of states in between, you know, so it's been neat. It's been a really good company. The safety department so far, thankfully, I haven't had anything major I've had to call safety about. But they've been more concerned about, are you okay, when I've called, and willing to listen, document, this is what you need to do, calm, cool, and collective. And that has been huge compared to my experience in the past with even mega carriers that I first started out with. They were so quick to snare, to be ugly, to blame me for the problem, and so on and so forth. I'm sure it helps having a little more experience underneath my belt. It helps having the technology that we have. We have the cameras where they can check and see what happened. They don't have to just rely on your word against theirs. You know, it's actually a safety factor. It's part of where the industry is headed. So, you know, you can sit and complain about all the things you don't like, or you can understand this is how the company's been run, how it has functioned properly, and move forward. But for the most part, like I say, I don't have a lot of complaints. It's trucking, you know, and if you're not familiar with trucking, if this is your first job, if you get in there, you may not understand what trucking is about, and you think it's your dispatcher. Maybe if I get a different dispatcher, my, you know, things will be different. So one of the things I appreciate about Prime is they do put you with a trainer. They do require you to do, you know, 30,000 miles before you can get in your own truck. It all will depend, you know, that calling the recruiter, don't take my word for it, depending on your experience. But the advantage of that is, you know, that you learn some valuable things and have another body that can watch and can help you improve. Even as myself, someone who came in with experience, having a trainer be able to point out some things, how to drive a little bit safer, learn the Prime way of doing things, because it's a little different than a lot of other companies. But it's good things for the most part. I think it's about safety. It's about your logs, running your logs properly, knowing how to do these things and focus on safety rather than a lot of the, you know, there's guys, I get it. You don't want to go with a trainer. I heard a guy the other day, he said, I got my CDL, was so glad to find a company that just handed me keys and I'm ready to go. The problem with drivers like that is you don't have any common sense. You're jumping in a truck, and we see this every day at the truck stops. Drivers that are pulling in don't know how to properly back, haven't been properly trained, don't know about truck stop etiquette. You know, there is a whole etiquette to truck stops of who goes first, of who has priority. Do you take a 30-minute break at the fuel island? You know, there's just certain things that we could delve into about the proper etiquette, the proper flow of traffic, the proper, like, just slow down around truck stops. Don't try to run over another driver. Be conscious of that. Slow down. Speed is not everything. So, yeah, so, but anyway, with Prime, like I say, as a company driver, I've been very grateful to work for this company, and, you know, they're not going to push you over the top. Maybe some of you might have a different experience, but if you're looking to go, you know, do all these miles every week, they do what's safe. What's going to work for you, they'll work with you. And as a company driver, you really have more leverage than they will tell you. Even during orientation, they make it sound as if, you know, lease drivers can take all the time off that you want, can go home whenever you want to, and you can reject any load. And that's true, but you got to keep paying for the truck. As a company driver, I don't have to worry about paying for the truck. I just have to worry about getting my load to and fro in a safe and efficient manner, and focus on that. Focus on dropping hooks. Focus on getting unloaded. The things I need to do. Focus on my rest. Those are the type of things you're able to focus on and leave that to someone else. And I still get pretty decent home time, you know, and the whole concept of why you're a truck driver is to drive a truck. So these people that think that they're going to go lease a truck and then you're going to be home 2 or 3 weeks at a time is not practical, because it's not how you make money. If your truck is not moving in this industry, you're not making the money. So if you're sitting around all the time, you're not making money. The other thing I keep seeing happening, especially with lease drivers, which is why I will recommend at least going company for a year and then you can reconsider. But these lease drivers, it goes to their head and they're like, well, I don't have to accept this load. And they start making this list of companies that they don't want to go to. And then they get in those areas and they refuse those loads. And next thing you know, they're sitting. And they're sitting for 2 or 3 days. And they start going on Facebook and they start complaining and they go, I don't know what's going on. And it's because that was the load you should have taken from a company you put on your blacklist that you decided in your, naivety, because you don't understand trucking yet, you decided you don't like your experience that you had at that shipper or that receiver, so you're going to reject all loads and then wonder why you're sitting. The best way in this industry is accept all loads. Take them. And, you might be able to work it out. Get with your dispatcher. Okay, I'll go grab this load. I don't like it. It's going to an area I don't want to deliver. They might repower it. Find another driver that can come and take it. They might figure something out. But when you're turning down loads right and left, you're turning down revenue. And a lot of guys, well, I can outsmart the system. No, you're not going to outsmart a company that has been around a lot longer than most of you have been alive. And so it's something to consider and to understand that you may not have the wisdom and everything that you think you have. It's so easy. Well, I'm a business owner now. But you're a business owner that doesn't know what you're doing. And that's a serious problem. And you're going to learn through the school of hard knocks. The safest and the best way, and the one that always wins the race, is the one that goes slow and steady. That is focusing on stability in your life, stability in your loads, stability in your miles, stability in your fuel mileage, stability in your paychecks. All of that. You try to get greedy and go too fast, you're going to end up losing your shirt, losing your truck, and then you're going to be mad at the company for something that the company warned you about. If you had listened, if you had paid attention in orientation, instead of being a class clown, instead of goofing off, whatever the case may be, playing games, whatever, if you had focused, listened, you might have learned something and understood what you needed to understand by paying attention. And that's basically the short of it. So it's been a great experience so far. They got me a new truck in April, and so that was barely my 6-month mark. I've put over 22,000 miles, probably close to 23 by the end of the day. I just completed 578 miles of driving today, so I'm about ready to finish up my day, and I'm going to do some walking. So grateful for the just move a little bit, emphasis, eat healthy that Prime teaches their drivers, helps us all to focus on, to be able to do our best, and as part of our pre-trip, I think it's really important to focus on, of course, pre-tripping your truck, pre-tripping yourself, which means you get your nutritional, healthy Herbalife shakes, your, whatever you need, your caffeine, you make sure you're fueled properly, and then last but not least, you make sure your logs are certified, so you get that all done, so that you're properly, that's part of my, every morning's pre-trip includes those 3 things, and I usually try to make my bed as part of that because it's just part of my mental well-being to know that my bed was made. So, hey, that's a quick summary of my first 8 months with Prime. I highly recommend it if you're looking to get started. They do have a CDL program. As long as you can pass your permits, you can go to any of the terminals, talk to a recruiter, and get you signed up and get you moving down the road, and then you'll go through your T&T phrase out with a trainer, get your 30,000 miles under your belt, get some experience, learn some etiquette. Hopefully you'll get a good trainer like I did. Very fortunate. and have a great experience, and then get out on your own or whatever you decide to do as a company driver for at least a year. To me, that's really the way to go. So thank you all for watching. Please like and share. If you do need a driver referral code, I will drop that in the comments as soon as I post this video. You'll have a great day. Keep it between the lines. Keep it sunny side up. And hey, let's make a difference, making it safer. Happy 250th birthday to America too as well. The best is yet to come. Thanks for watching.